just wanted to get Zach's thoughts on this one thing that actually pertained to football that Vic Fangio talked about in his Tuesday press conference, an article that is running right now at milehighhuddle.com, the number one story currently on the site in terms of traffic and social shares and all that stuff. Headline, Vic Fangio dishes on how Drew Lock has picked up the Broncos' new scheme without the benefit of OTAs. So as we know, Rich Scangarello canned in January, Pat Shurmur replaces him. And you think to yourself back then, here we go. You know, they're going to have a whole offseason to jive together and get on the same page, and Locke can learn the system and start throwing with his receivers. And then the word that shall go unnamed comes in and completely throws a wrench into that. And Locke has had to find ways to make do while staying in touch with his coaches, his new coaches, and Pat Shurmur and quarterbacks coach Mike Shula, long distance and through virtual Zoom type of meetings. On Tuesday, Fangio gave fans an answer to how Locke has managed to kind of roll with those punches in terms of learning the new system, picking things up. And here's what he said, quote, he's just continued that upward trend throughout the offseason. I think he's done a great job learning the new offense. He's done a great job with Pat and Mike Shula and dealing with them on a daily basis with the Zoom meetings. That's encouraging, a daily basis. I know he's leading workouts with the players locally here, where some of them get together and try and run the routes and the new concepts we're teaching. He's ready to go. He's chomping at the bit, and all is good on that front right now, close quote. So, Zach, he's not resting on his laurels. He's not sitting on his thumbs. He has been working on assimilating this new playbook and this new offense and all the new concepts on the daily.
Drew Lock wouldn't rest on his laurels. That's not who Drew Lock is. He's not Paxton Lynch. What more do you want from this guy? I mean, he's meeting up with Peyton Manning while he could. He's organizing workouts at a safe, socially distanced limit. I mean, he's interacting with his coaches on a daily basis through Zoom. For a young 20-something, you mentioned, Chad, the human element to the football game, the football universe. He's a young 20-something. He's building a family. He's worried about himself through these uncertain times. And still, despite all of that, he's doing literally everything in his power to become a better player and really take hold of that starting franchise quarterback job. That's why I'm not concerned in the least with the truncated offseason, with missing OTAs and mini camps. I'm not worried about the playbook or turnarounds, roster turnaround. Drew Lock is prepared for this because he's Drew Lock. He knows no other way but to succeed.
Yeah, I mean, we might not be necessarily talking about the, reincarnation of Peyton Manning from a preparation standpoint, although Manning has become one of Locke's mentors, so don't completely put that past him. But we learned just last year as a rookie how seriously he took the challenge of mastering Rich Scangarello's scheme, learning to call these long, jumbled plays that the NFL utilizes that are so drastically different than anything he had to deal with in high school or college. Repeating the play calls to himself in the mirror, going through the VR training when he was on injured reserve twice a day of each and every practice. So this kid, I think he realized how much that helped him make that quantum leap forward from the player we saw him when he injured his thumb against the Niners in that third preseason game and he left the field. That version of Drew Lock, compared to even the player he was in his first career start in week 13, it was a proverbial quantum leap. And that work ethic and the way he attacked the mental aspect of learning and mastering all those things that take place between the ears for a quarterback, I think he realized how much that helped him, and he's only continuing to build on that here in the offseason, even without the benefit of OTAs.
He just gets it. Some players just get it. Some players just have that it factor, and you can't teach it. You can't learn it. You can't buy it. You have it or you don't, and Drew Lock has it. Listen, I'm not crowning the guy. I'm not saying to sculpt his bust in Canton just yet, but what more could you want from a young quarterback who's not even entering his first he hasn't had a first full season of starting caliber play under his belt yet, and he's doing everything in his power despite all these roadblocks, despite the uniqueness of the offseason. I give Drew Lock a ton of credit, and it's going to help him become a better pro. Sorry.